Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you boys are all doing well. So today we are going to be playing what I think is one of the best looking tracks in the game. As usual, and as expected I suppose, when it comes to good looking tracks and MX bikes. It's a track made by JV. The track is Linkoping, and it's one of them tracks that I don't ride too often. I've had it in my game for a very long time, but the thing is, the track is not easy by any means at all. It is actually quite a hard track, especially if you're trying to run some hot laps on it. But it's one of them tracks that just looks incredible, and as far as realism goes, it's exactly what you want. Now, you'll see on my screen, I've literally got it's essentially lens flares on my screen, like solar flares from the sun right now. These are all shader settings that I've got going on. I reinstalled the shaders and had to play around with them, and I was very, very surprised to find that my computer doesn't actually take off because the fan's going so wild when I run these. Now, these are by no means settings that I would encourage people to run on a daily basis at all, especially as you can see how intense it is and how difficult it is to see. But I thought with the whole aesthetic of this track in general, kind of being like, you know, like a late in the day, sun setting kind of thing, I really wanted to see if I could find any reshade settings that kind of emphasised it a bit, and it's absolutely perfect. And what I will do quickly, let me just stop on top of this hill. Look how good that looks with the light shining through the trees in your eyes. So which one is it? It's my home button. So if you've got reshade, you know how all this works. If you don't have reshade, I will put a link to the website in the description of this video, so you can go and watch it, and go and download it. It's very self-explanatory, just go through it step by step. But the one setting that you want to look out for once it's all loading in your game is this one right here called tracking rays. If I toggle that off, still later in the day, still dark. If I toggle that on, look how much a difference that makes when it comes to the sun on your screen. And I've never used this setting until today, and I think it's incredible. Now, again, it's not something I would run all the time, because you get some places on the screen where it literally blocks your vision completely, like the sun would if it was late in the day. But here, for example, it's so difficult to kind of see what's coming up. Can I jump around the corner? Get it! Get it! No! Oh, survive! No! Or if you carry enough speed through that section, you can kind of double around that last inside hump there. But I thought I just kind of wanted to showcase how good it looks. I mean, some people might agree with me, some will disagree. I've done videos before where I thought the tracks looked amazing and all games should kind of look like this, and then people in the comments say, I can't believe you play games with graphics this bad. So, I mean, you can't please everyone, but to me, I think, like, how can you get much better than this? And the thing is, this is, I think it might just be due to the lack of models around this track. He's done a very good job with decals and such to make the terrain look good, but because of the lack of models and there not being loads and loads of banners and stuff everywhere, it really means that the track doesn't completely destroy your PC to an extent. You find with some of the more recent JV tracks where they're being replicas of big national tracks rather than like in this example, just like a local track by the looks of it. The other tracks all have loads and loads of banners. They've got hay bales absolutely everywhere, and there's just a lot going on the track. Even on low quality versions, my PC struggles a little bit. So I was quite surprised to find out that this runs so well. And yeah, as I say, it's got to be the most beautiful looking experience that I've got so far. And because of the lens flares as well, maybe even going as far as to say the most realistic that I can make the game look on my end. I've not got a supercomputer by any means. In the near future, I will eventually invest in a good PC. I say good, like a good PC, one that is future-proof, you know, that can just run absolutely anything that you throw at it. But for now, if I can make things look like this and still run fine, then I'm winning in my books. And yeah, I definitely I would recommend you guys go and download the track. If you haven't tried shaders at all before, definitely go and try it. You can do some weird and wacky things with that. There's so many options on there. I mean, you can make it so you essentially look drunk to an extent, like the screen's all twisted inside out and you can't see where you're going. Why you would ever want to do it, I don't know. As I say, the options are there. You can mess around with all of the colours, even to an extent of like if I know some people have different conditions and like colour blindness and this, that, and the other. You can mess with the game's colours, so some colours are emphasised more than others. But I really hope that, because on my screen at the moment, where the lens flares are hitting me, things are a bit hazy. I really hope on the YouTube end the compression doesn't ruin it too much, where it all just looks blurry. Because even though it's hard to see and you have to squint in some places to look at the ruts coming up and really focus, they all still look detailed for, like through the rays. So I hope YouTube doesn't do this dirty, but that just means that you'll have to try it out for yourselves. And it's like parts like this where you start looking up into the sun as you're taking off, where the rest of the track kind of goes dark for you and you can't see anything. And it really just, it throws me back to riding more when I was younger. You know, when you'd get late in the day in the late motos, sun starts setting a little bit. Like the shadows become long, you got ruts up the face of jumps that end up on the other side of the sun, so they get all dark and hard to see, and just brings back good memories all round, to be honest. And I think I just really wanted to try and show you guys what you can do in this game. Obviously, if you're speaking realism right now, the only thing that you could really say bad about these sun effects is that the sun is essentially everywhere. The sun's coming from every angle, because MX Bikes only has like one, I believe it has one light source, so to speak, so the sun can only come from one angle. However, the reshade takes any bright area and makes it shine in your eyes, so the entire sky essentially is the sun. For me right now, you can see the entire way across the screen. If I face this way, it's shining at me, and then exactly the same if I'm facing this way, it'll shine through me through the trees as well. So I suppose that's the only negative you could draw as far as realism goes. But yeah, nothing bad to say. It always impresses me more and more what you can do in this game, with a little bit of help, of course. I mean, run things like Max HUD to make the overlays look a bit better, run reshade settings to make the graphics look a little bit nicer. But I think for it being a one-man job for the most part, I think this game is absolutely amazing, and I would go as far to say that it is my favourite motocross game of all time, and especially in the moment. The only one that would really rival it, I think, is Reflex as far as enjoyment level goes over the years. I mean, I play this game a whole lot more casually than I do the other games, so maybe that's the reason that I enjoy it so much more, because all of the other games that I played, I was so much into the competitive side of it. Maybe it kind of tainted the experience for me a bit. Maybe not enjoy it as much because I could never kind of sit back and appreciate the game for what it is, and I was always just trying to be as fast as I can be, or I always had to beat everybody, or I'd be annoyed at the game because I wasn't doing as well as I thought I could, or winning races. And it's kind of something that YouTube has taught me, is to just appreciate things a little bit more, and 100% I'm kind of focusing more on the effort that goes into things that I used to take for granted. And I remember way back when I was just an absolute arsehole, really, back in the sim days. Maybe it's just the sim community that does that to people, I don't know, but I like to think I got a bit better over the years. But I remember playing a track that just came out, and I was sat in Discord with someone I used to talk to way back then, don't speak to anymore. I just remember like really going in on this track that this person had made, and you kind of sit there and think, like, someone has sat there and spent time and effort and made this track for us, and we're just sitting here giving it shit because it's not, like, for example, it doesn't look like this, it's not a JV track, for example, but that is someone's hard work. And yeah, over the years I've definitely learned to appreciate people's work a whole lot more, and I just want to say kind of thank you to all the track creators out there. If anybody saw my post, I must have been, I'm trying to think of when this video is going to go live, must have been like a week and maybe a week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago now at this point. I shared a video by a channel that was originally by TFC, who is a well-renowned track maker. He's now converted it into a channel called I think it's the Moto X Collective. Highly recommend you go and find that post and go and just look at the channel in general, because the whole idea behind the channel is great. You know, they review track creations and mods and so on and so forth in bikes, but they actually give back to the mod creators as well. I believe they're going along the lines of kind of revenue that gets earned through the videos goes to the actual mod creators and so on and so forth, and it's really good to see. Definitely the mod creators do not get the praise and the love they deserve. There's always people that kind of sing their praises and are appreciative, but you always get them people like young Lins that used to be an arsehole that just takes everything for granted and does nothing but complain about things if they're not absolutely perfect. So I suppose lesson of this video is maybe appreciate what you have a little bit more, in life, outside of life, whatever you want to take from it. There's definitely been some changes in my day-to-day life outside of YouTube recently that I'm trying to implement, just to try and be a bit more positive in general, you know, have a better attitude toward things, and it affects you on like just a whole different level mentally. If you try and carry yourself in a positive way, then you will think more positively. Good things will happen off the back of that, and you've got a better mentality towards things, and just yeah. Not sure where I'm trailing off to on here, but just I don't know, just try and be good people, be appreciative for what you have, and go and play JV's tracks with reshaders on because they look sexy as fuck. And I think that will probably about wrap it up for me. I would 100% say go and download this track if you haven't already. I think it's a very highly downloaded track as it is, so I think majority of people do have it. If you haven't messed around with reshaders before, or you think maybe your computer can't handle it, or this, that and the other, definitely go give it a go. Go and check the tracking raise option that I showed you at the start of the video, and the link for the Reshade website will be in the description. All you have to do is download it, very self-explanatory setup, it'll walk it through it yourself, and then you can start messing about with it in game and see what suits you really. It does have an effect on some frames. It's not to the point of it's going to make your computer explode. And obviously then if it's too much for your PC, you can just go and uninstall it from exactly the same website. So definitely worth a shot. Go give it a go, and that'll do it for me. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'm going to ask again, as I always do, and I appreciate every single one of you that supports it. Please do drop a like on the video. It means a hell of a lot. Thank you for getting the video out there to more people and just helping me grow the channel overall. I believe that the time this video goes live, we're going to be at 15,000 subs. Going to look really, really awkward if we're not, and I've said that. However, I am going to be away from home around the time that we're hitting it, so I am not going to be able to do like a special 15k video, for example, but nonetheless, it's really, really important milestone, a milestone that I didn't think we'd reach in the first couple months, not couple months I suppose, but within the first year. We haven't been doing it for an entire year yet, which baffles me. I feel like I'm doing it for ages now at this point, doing it every day, but still absolutely loving it, still going to keep doing it, and especially with all your guys' support as well, so thank you very, very much. Drop a sub if you are new. We've got a lovely community here of people, really, really nice team that just help people out in general. If you do have any questions, drop them in the comments, someone will get back to you, and yeah, have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you boys are up to. Until I catch you guys in the next video, peace.
Got bad shit all up in my mind right now. Fuck it, give me a minute and I'ma let it all out. I don't give a shit about an opinion, be another dimension when I wake up. Bitch, it's time to fill the cup. Got no fucking love, I feel so stuck on my luck. Get fucked.